Back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully, you guys having a great and exceptional day. It's Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. Life is good because we are alive, and that's all that matters. All right, how about that? Or as they would say back in the day, how do you like them apples? So, anyways, today's word of the day is figurative. Stands for based on figures of speech, metaphorical, resented by a figure or resemblance, symbolic. So, one person I listened to, Zoe Williams, talked about because we live in the age of texting. Most people, there's more communication via people texting than there is people having verbal communication. You know, because that's what most people are. That's what people have become um, comfortable with. Number one, but then number two, you have a generation of teenagers that this is all they know. Like having that, and it's affected, unfortunately, a lot of people how they um, communicate with the rest of society, with their elders. A lot of young people, not all, some but not all, some but not all, as Zoe Williams would say, they do not have enough experience with verbal communication on a regular basis. Being able to have and engage with a have a reasonable, intelligent, in-depth verbal conversation now with other people. Now, a lot of people have mastered doing this via podcast, talking into the cell phone, talking into the computer, but being able to have effective verbal communication with other people because you're mostly used to doing this makes it very complicated for certain people to compete in today's market when it comes to jobs or even a business because your verbal communication skills suck. And then you're used to texting, and text messages can be taken out of context. I remember hearing this from Zoe Williams. He's like, and remember this, text messages and emails can be taken out of context. Any job I've ever had, if we're circling back to 5 or 6 emails, that means that we need to cut the email conversation if you or I are not understanding each other, and a phone call needs to take place in order for us to get to where we need to get to. Same thing with customer service. A lot of times, now the most like great example with I use Grubhub a lot or DoorDash, and every now and then mistakes happen. It's the real world, so I'm not even talking bad about Grubhub or DoorDash because technology glitches happen in every single system and every single organism in this world. So it is what it is. All the technology cannot ever fully efficiently replace that because that's why you have things called technicians, IT support, customer support, because eventually you're going to need some sort of human connection. Even all the AI that's out here, somebody has to be able to control the AI. All right. So my order was never delivered, even though in the system it said it was delivered. So 9 times out of 10, this is a great thing on DoorDash and Grubhub. They'll say, okay, well, we're sorry that this happened. We will cancel the order and we'll give you like a $5 or $10 coupon. So like I said, I'm not even saying anything back. This is based off of real life stuff. We'll give you a $10 to $20 coupon that you can utilize on your next order or whenever you want to within a certain time frame. Okay, cool. And those conversations, sometimes they work out via text message, but most of the time, they work out via text message, but sometimes you have to be able to have a verbal conversation with somebody, especially given the fact that people are that the IT supporter in another country. So sometimes when you're speaking in another language, like I speak Spanish, but I'm not fully fluent, I'm about 60-70%. Certain times I'm not fully understanding what's happening, what's being said within the Spanish language because of dialects and things of that nature. It's the same thing with somebody who speaks English as a second language. Sometimes the different dialects or the different slang terminologies, some person will say one thing, but you actually mean something else. And it's like that with any other language in the world. So that's why I'm just using examples, real life, everyday examples that I deal with. So that's the reason why I chose that word. Do your best to work on your communication skills verbally, and that way you can be much more effective in building networks. You build networks. That's how you become more successful in this life. All the education in the world means nothing if you're not building networks. You can't have net worth without networks. It is what it is. Today's quote of the day is by O.J. Simpson. Whether you love him or hate him, I don't really care. He said, I tell inmates all the time, because he was in and out of jail for a little bit, Don't complain about your grind. Do your time. And I think he used to speak at prisons too when he got free. But don't complain about your grind. Do your time. A lot of times we're put in situations where we don't have any control over. Heck, most working people, the only control that they have is they can say, I quit, take this job and shove it. I'm not going to work here anymore, but how am I going to pay my bills? So a lot of times, either you don't have a choice or your choices suck, depending on your situation, and it's depending on your outlook too. So I'll leave it at that. So on that note, do the great thing for things, like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. And as I always say, make money moves or you're going to live like a fool. Take care.